I'm the man, yes sir, that killed the bear barehanded so the people won't forget it. Getting money for I was legal to drink. I care what a broke nigga think.
Just like the pack of Lewis.
Look, everything I do so cold. I can do this, both eyes closed. Too sharp, I stay on my toes. About that guap boy, anything goes. Help the bear if we outside. Help the bear if we outside. Still tipping, baby, nothing changed. We still grinding over here, yeah. Still sliding through my own lane. Shorty, nothing funny over here. Dallas rain everywhere around me. Dream to get money. Made it through the storm, living sunny. Dreams came true, now we eating. I got more dreams to chase, gotta reach them. Trying to put a team together like the Hunger Games. Everybody grind together, we all came from hunger pain.
And that's what's up. Late Ill Kid at OneYoungsta, holding it down, bringing that StreetGeek and NERDSoul. What is up, my people? Today, all year, coming with another wonderful episode of That's Right. Best believe it, ain't gonna tell you no lies. On screen, we're talking about live action stuff here, and we getting into Star Trek Discovery. It's back. It's back. We've been on this journey for 3 seasons, all right, and we're back. And you know what? We're not back by ourselves. Today, we're going to have 2 awesome folks come through and Hannibal Taboo and Solar Gray. They'll be stopping through in a little bit. Just keep your fingers, away from that dial. You don't want to switch it. Shouts out to anybody who's early in the chat, anyone getting a lurk on, and shout out to all the people on the replay. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to y'all. Now, before we get started, Star Trek Discovery, it's been long awaited, all right? I've been loving this joint since the first episode, mostly because to give you a quick rundown for anyone who might be new this season, because I've been covering it since season 1. The effects, they take this show seriously. The effects, the acting, the music, all that. Dig it, love it all. I truly enjoyed this show. So, it was just beautiful to see it come back the way it did. Now, if you're in the chat, go in and let me know kind of like favorite moments of this season. I mean, not this season, this episode. We'll be getting into that in a little bit. But in this episode, I'd like to say, I think it'd be safe to say that we can see that there's no quality drop. We can see that, the score is there, the acting is there, the camaraderie between, like our team, meaning like Stamets and Tilly and Adira, Burnham, Hugh, everybody, everybody. So for me, it was good to see that kind of camaraderie was still there on the screen, and not only is it still on the screen, but you feel like they have a home here in the future. You know what I'm saying? They have a future here where maybe last season they didn't seem as solid. You know what I'm saying? Like last year or last season, I guess you could say. Last season, it was more of a, the Federation was on its last leg. They definitely wasn't trusting no Discovery. They was trying to keep them at arm's length. Now it seems like they've been fully embraced. You can see the uniforms is, stepped up and fly. And they even got Burnham, talking to the first cadets coming through. So it's like, oh snap! Now we got the first cadets coming through this joint. Like this is all right. That's what's popping. That's what's up. It's good to see that. It's good to have that there, and that we don't have to worry about. I guess in their eyes, what would be sort of the next generation. You know what I'm saying? The next line of captains or generals or lieutenants or anyone that will be out there getting ready to get their fly on. We don't have to worry about that. It seems like now things are getting back to going into full swing. We are adding planets. I think they said that there were 38 at the beginning of this, after the burn, and now they're at like 59 planets. Y'all can check me on that if I'm wrong, but I think they've added approximately 20 planets or 20 worlds. So it's like, yo, man, look, things are looking good. Things are looking better. And that's a good place to be in. A place of stability and I guess, initial growth. We're starting to grow, we're starting to build, we're starting to, come along and kind of maintain what we've got to get here and also add to what makes us so good and makes us so, awesome. So I dig it. I dig it a lot. So let's get into some of the stuff that went on in this episode that I thought was interesting. Okay. Are we okay? You know what? I think this is a good question. Do we trust the new president? I'm gonna put it out there for you because the reason I ask this is because I'm wondering if there's any chance that she might not be forthcoming about what her motivations for being around, for being on the ship, or kind of like staying as close to Burnham as she is. What her motivations might be. Now, I'm not saying that she's particularly a villain, but just because you're not a villain doesn't mean that this person is or is not in your corner. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, man. I don't know. President, let's see, what's her last name? President Rilak. So President Rilak, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm bugging, but President Rilak just comes off on, she comes off, I don't know where to place her right now. Now, with that said, we got somebody coming in the side door. Let me go in and let them in. What up? We got Hannibal Taboo in the spot. What's going on, man? Good. Good to see you. What's up?
Hey.
So, I want to ask you, since we're on this, where are you on President Rilak?
You mean President Karen?
Woo.
I'm just saying, it's like, here's the line that I wanted from Michael. Okay, everybody in this room, raise their hand if you've saved the galaxy at least twice. Like, not just once from a cosmic mechanized thing, but also twice solving the mystery of the burn that none of you understood, that I came from the past 900 years ago and I figured it out and you didn't because you're big dummies. Anybody else? Just me? Okay, then I believe everybody should shut the heck up. That's my thought on it.
Yo, okay, so when she did that, the whole thing where she was like, because they had their little meeting together when they were talking about the new ship and she's looking for a captain or whatever, and she wasn't ready. And you've been in the corporate world before.
Yes, sir.
This hit me in a way where I'm like, this is exactly the situation when you're looking to step up in your career, but since you've never had this title in front of your name before, I don't know if we can see you as that. I mean, we don't know if you're ready. And I love how she challenged it. Define ready. Because I feel like ready is going to be whatever vague thing you need that I can't cross. Because once again, Miss, I done drove some supply missions for my daddy.
I sat in the back of a truck.
I sat in the truck while my dad did real work. And you want to, woman, you ain't even in my, don't forget on my level, you're not even in my building.
If there's a
so
league
I'm
that
going
Michael
to a
is in,
different universe, been able to survive in that, come back, fix that. Then the Ultron, I can't think of his name right now, but the Ultron of Star Trek, fix that. All right.
Yep.
Then went to the future to make sure nothing over here would be messed up. Went to the future, can't here fix your problem.
Yep.
And you got the nerve to come in here and talk about.
Here's my look at it. First of all, President Karen is talking about building some next generation spore drive and looking for a captain of it. First of all, who says I wanted that job? First of all, to start out, because again, literally no one else in this room has saved the universe more than twice. Just gonna say it. So second of all, for you to bring your little space Karen attitude, your former truck driving space Karen attitude.
Oh God.
And try to sell me on the fact that I got some problems with what I'm doing. When I mean, let's look at the stats. Let's go to the Sports Center stats. How many times you been on Sports Center for saving the universe? Nan. Not one, not dose, nan. So while I respect your truck driving experience, if I need to move some bushels of lettuce somewhere, you're the first person I'm gonna call. But if I need to handle some business, saving lives,
it's gonna be me.
Yeah, because you don't Starfleet like I Starfleet. You down here. I'm playing way up on this level. I'm in the shot clock. I'm above the game. So
thank you. You at this point in time in Federation, there's no crew better than our crew.
None.
So I don't care what you're gonna do with your little special ship. Go ahead, because y'all had that same technology.
Because it's probably gonna blow up. Yeah,
y'all had that same technology before we showed up, and y'all couldn't fix the burn. So you think you got this little shiny thing that I want? I'm not interested.
I don't want it.
I love how she dropped that. She was like, "Yo, look, I don't even want the job. I know I'm qualified for it." I never forget. I was at a job. I'm not going to say the job I was at, but I was at a job, and some things were going wrong with this colleague's projects, and the colleague thought it was my fault. And my department,
Disney Channel,
and there's another department. So we start this investigation, and she finds out that it's something. While we're in the investigation, she's finding out the other department is the one that's like messing things up. She calls me on the phone in her way to like Karenistically apologize to me. And she's like, "I just want you to know it's not your fault." I said, "I know." I know that. I was like, "I know it's my fault." I knew it wasn't my fault when you came to me and I told you it wasn't my fault. But you didn't listen because you don't want to listen to the brother. So fine, investigate. Now you found out it wasn't my fault. Now you on the phone trying to like halfway backtrack. I was like, I know that. That's exactly what she said.
You got to tell me.
You don't got to tell me. I know it's not my fault. So
yeah. Here's the thing. Like, everybody in the future starts on the Discovery. Ain't none of them got no experience. Ain't none of them squab like she done. Ain't none of them murk people like she done. She done went to war with the Klingons, family. She done went to war with the Klingons and made them stand down. So, ain't nobody on her level. So it's interesting because this came out a little bit after the Sam Wilson thing where they said, oh, Sam Wilson will have to earn the title of Captain America. What do you got to earn it for? We just literally did a whole series about that. But this constant need to make Black characters prove their worthiness, right? Party Thor is drunk all the time, but he's worthy of Mjolnir. But sure, whatever. Let's run that play. Because again, you from Virginia, right, Mike? You You heard the same thing I heard. The way I heard it, you got to be 3 times as good to get half the credit. Twice as good ain't good enough. So yeah, I mean, it's a hustle. I get that. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. True. I'm not gonna lie. The President Karen did pull a clutch move to talk the dude down off the ledge. I'm not gonna lie. President Karen did rock that and really finessed him in a way that he didn't even see coming. That was fly.
Yeah.
But still,
it did hurt a brother. It did hurt a brother. It hurt a brother numerous times in this episode to see President Karen doing what she doing. You know what I'm saying? It hurt. It hurt a brother. It hurt a brother deep. But with that said, we ain't alone. We ain't here with Solar Gray stepping through. So I'm gonna get his look. Mr. Cinematic Sorcerer, if you will.
Hello. Sorry about that. The summoning circles have been weird because Spectrum was eating. So
yeah, your audio sound real like you like hiding in a cave.
Yeah, you like way far away from us.
Oh, really? Hang on.
And thanks, Tony. Thanks, Tony. We here. Thank you, Tony. How's
that?
Oh, all right.
Mildly better.
Okay, cool.
So now we here. Mr. Gray, if you could, let me know your feelings about President Rilak.
You know what's funny? When I'm checking in on the link here and I'm going in, I'm like, all right, man, you gotta be cool. Gotta leave politics out of this. And you can't, all right, so just going in, you're gonna talk about the episode. And now you're hitting me up with the one question that I was trying to avoid.
We were going to talk about this lady?
Man, all right, so on one hand, I gotta give her respect as to not take over the Discovery upon arrival, but
she wanted that
let's
shit.
just say airlocks are invented for a reason. All right, I wanted her gone.
Man, President about to have an accident.
I mean, I get why our boy Michael was just like, nah, son, I don't want her on here. No, you can't. And the Admiral's like, you ain't got a choice. Like that's my boss and I'm your boss. So if she says she wants to be on there, she gonna be on there. But it was very interesting because watching Mike's Kobayashi Maru test, as it were, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's cool, that's dandy. And I'm sitting up going, this is your chance to rebuild Starfleet. And what is, like, I felt Roddenberry turning over in his grave when they wrote the president of Starfleet doing politics as usual, as per the 21st century. I'm literally going, "Suce chant, vous la même chose." I mean, seriously. The more that things change, the more they stay the same. And I'm like, this was your opportunity to do something magnificent. And you're doing this? Ugh. Just, ugh. That's what I gotta say.
I think on the low, she wants the discovery. I don't know why. And I don't know if I would consider her a villain. She just seems like a politician that's like in the way, but not like, I don't know if she's a villain yet, but she just seems like someone who's in the way because they want their own kind of like, I don't know, political glory or whatever. It's like, look, we ain't got time for that. All right, we got real things to do.
What was her name? Old girl from DS9. You know, the one from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
Not Ensign Rowe.
No, not Ensign. She was the political leader of the Bajoran religious factor.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, man, I can see her face.
The older lady, I can't remember.
Yeah, all right. Those are the vibes I'm getting off the president. Okay, that's what I'm getting.
It would make sense.
All right, so
if some of that kind of attitude hung around, I guess.
Yeah, if the president turned out to be a Pa Wraith, I would not be surprised. Because again, we all Trekkies. We all lifelong Trekkies, right? So we know admirals are evil. And politicians tend to always be corrupt, and unless they're in danger, they're corrupt until whatever ship the show is about has to rescue them. But if they're not that, then they're bad news. That's what all of the movies, The Next Generation, DS9, Voyager, the one that everybody forgets, Enterprise,
Lower Decks,
and Lower Decks has all shown us. If it's a rank higher than a captain, don't trust it. And sorry, I mean, you know.
Yeah, it did take me a whole season to like, you know, square up on the admiral. And I think he's about as okay as we gonna get. You know what I'm saying? He's not bad, he's not great.
Yeah.
You know, because it would have been nice to see him kind of just jump in and like support Michael Burnham. Not particularly saying no, but just saying like, you know, yes, you know, Madam President, there could be dangers that we just don't even know about. It could be a real big security risk, and we are just starting. You know, we're getting the things going. We got 20 more worlds. You know, we're starting to build. You know, if anything did happen to you, this could crush the Federation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, actually, your point is perfect, Michael. That he didn't know how to play politics with her. Yeah. He didn't know how to say the public relations catastrophe that would happen if the president goes out on a mission right after being elected and dying would crush a lot of the momentum that we're doing with the Federation. And Starfleet is a different thing. It's different when you were running supply runs with your father because you weren't the president. You weren't the linchpin of a whole political system.
And bro, and I wanted to comment on that. Like, we used to do cargo runs with my father. Have you ever folded space to go anywhere at one point via teleportation? Like,
just once.
This woman wants to equate, and this goes to Hannibal's point about President Karen. You want to equate your cargo runs.
President Karen?
You want to equate your cargo runs to what I have done in Starfleet in this dimension, in the other dimension, in the past, and now in the future? Your few cargo runs? Unless your daddy is Han Solo, sit down.
It's literally like an Uber driver looking at Danica Patrick going, you know what? No, I made it through LA traffic.
Yeah.
And it's like,
but have you dodged anyone on the I-10 though?
We're not the same. We're not.
Yeah, no, that is okay. Like, you know where the accelerator is. That's good.
Yes.
I'm glad you know how a car works. Now, this car is an electric car. You know, I got a whole lot of vibes of Kirk in the motion picture, in the first Star Trek motion picture, where it was like, I know how this ship runs, and Scotty, the first officer, everybody's like, no, you don't. You don't know how this works. You know,
and it's like what is it? My dad, he drives truck for a living. And he used to even drive coast to coast and everything. So big truck, driving that big old truck all over the place. 53-foot trailer, everything, right? And that's a very specific, unique type of driving.
Yes.
But even he would not go to like Jeff Gordon and be like, yo, you just driving, I'm driving too. It's like, yo, we're both driving, but our skills don't overlap. Like you can't drive that truck like it's a stock Chevy, and you can't drive that stock Chevy like it's a Peterbilt. You just can't.
Okay. Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
I know this is my first dive into Discovery with you, and it hit me weird at the beginning because I'm like, oh, another prequel show. But what I didn't like at the beginning, that was very much cleared up in season 3, which I loved, was, okay, this is a prequel show. Why do they have tech better than Janeway 30 years before Kirk? And I'm like, okay, it's a science vessel. It's all experimental. These are all prototypes. This thing had better get lost or destroyed or something because it messes up canon. And the fact that they moved them 1,000
years in season 2, they were like, click, click.
Yeah, and I'm just like, okay, it's actually a sequel show. Well played. So yeah, with the reforming of the Federation after the burn, the burn. Yeah, the president and the politics. I'm just like, I'm being patient. I'm being patient with the president because since the show has already subverted my expectations by opening up as a prequel and going, nah, son, we got you. We're not just a sequel. We're so much a sequel, we may as well be a different freaking franchise entirely. I'm cool with that. I'm really cool with that. So with the president, I'm going, and I see they tried to do that. They tried because the confrontation that Michael had with the president, and the president going, no, I'm not trying to take your ship. I actually was thinking about something bigger for you, but you ain't ready. And I'm like, all right. First you had my attention, but now you have my interest. What are you doing with this character? You know, because I don't trust him. No, I don't trust her. I don't trust her either. Because as far as we know, that bigger thing, that fleet she's putting together, might be to restart the temporal wars, might be to do like a Romulan type galactic conquest thing where they take species 2372 and the Borg and use them as weapons against the freaking couriers. We don't know. What we do know was that what we thought was obvious, they're like, not necessarily, and they did it in a way that I thought was rather tasteful.
Yeah,
you know?
They're pretty good with that, and a lot of things that they do. I mean, because the opening minutes of this show, before you get into the politics, Star Trek harder than things Star Trek in a lot of ways. They were like the conflict with the butterfly people were like, no, don't shoot, no, don't shoot. We're here for diplomacy. We're going to science. We're going to diplomacy. We're going to get this right. And they scienced the solution, and they made it work without violence, which was a very key Roddenberry element.
Star Trek did. They didn't Star Wars it.
Exactly.
And that,
however, Star Trek historically, and this is through the original series, this is through lots of things, whenever you get somebody who starts to essentially, as you said, Han Solo it, which was Kirk, which was Cisco, which was truthfully Riker on a good beard,
Cisco.
and so on and so forth, then the Federation's like, no, you're not following the rules. No, you're a douchebag, blah, 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 blah.
Unless you save Earth. You gotta save Earth.
Yeah. But even then, they're gonna kind of side eye you, and Section 31 is gonna keep an eye on you. And that's because this is where I live. I'm waiting for future Section 31 because I know for a fact that these people are super paranoid. They was hiding. Yeah. They was running. I know there's a Section 31 that is gangster, and I bet
And that show, I can't
And
wait for that
opposed to
show. That
any
show gonna
other
be hot.
Section 31.
No. They're gonna make old Section 31 look like they was on the playground. This is no. We on a whole other level now. That's the only technology they would have bothered to develop in the last 900 years.
Fair.
Now, quick shout out to Tony Fleming said the fact that there are like 1,700 members of the Federation and the president is just like, let that whole crew die. Homegirl she was just like, yeah, well, what can you do? And like, Burnham was like, hold on.
Yeah, she was going harder than Janeway season 4, dude. Like the president is literally Captain Bligh at this point.
And shouts to Captain Janeway, aka the middle school principal of Star Trek. I'm sorry. Every time I look,
Prodigy? Are you talking about Prodigy now?
Well, before Prodigy came out, I always thought she looked like a school principal. She just looked like a school principal. And then when Prodigy came out, I was like, perfect role for her. Perfect role.
I'm not mad.
Because actually, the reason I never watched Janeway is because I was like, I don't want to see my school principal doing this.
No, honestly, the reason I didn't want to watch Janeway, because I didn't have it in me to do what you got to do with a Star Trek show. Okay, ever since The Next Generation, every show, you got to give it at least a season to find its feet, and then it becomes the show that they needed. Especially if Rick Berman is around, you got to give it 3 seasons. You know,
not 3 seasons though.
Yeah, well, I just didn't like Neelix. I still don't like Neelix. Every moment of Neelix was like literally eating my soul apart. I didn't want it, and you know, my ex-wife made me watch Voyager, and it was rough, and it's still a sore point for me.
Honestly, I didn't like Tom Parrish. I liked him in Masters of the Universe movie, but I couldn't do Tom Parrish.
Album cut.
Another young cocky guy. Same way I couldn't do Enterprise. I'm like, okay, look, T'Pol is hot. Moving on. Trip
Tucker got pregnant.
Huh?
Trip Tucker got pregnant.
All right, so
Discovery was a little hard because I was actually talking with my girlfriend about this, who's also a lifetime Trekkie. And when I say lifetime, we both know what Chekhov's position was on the original series. Think about that.
It's not a gun. Surprises a lot of people. It's not a gun.
Was with Discovery, it's hard to ask who the science officer is because it's a science vessel. So it's like, who's the science officer? Who knows?
Everybody's super duper smart.
Yeah. But yeah, with this episode, the president, I'm not gonna say she got on my nerves. She bypassed my entire neurological system to find the last one and just started tap dancing on it. I mean,
wow.
Yeah, seriously.
All right, so people, I know we spent a lot of time on the president. We're gonna leave her alone because this season has brought something back that I love, and I'm sure you love too. I can't remember who made up the name on the show when they were in the chat, but the Brothership is back. That's right. Book is here and his ship.
Bruh.
My favorite ship in all of space shows, Book ship is back. It's intact. Everything's fine. You know
I want to talk about that. Because Book ship is very important. Book ship is the first time that I remember in Star Trek that there's a regular use of what essentially is the function of a snub fighter. Something that Star Wars does really well, where they deploy smaller ships as distractions, as harrying, as other things. They also did it on Battlestar Galactica with the shuttles, but with the Raptors. Okay. But yeah, where they use smaller ships to accomplish goals that the larger ship cannot do, which is a very vital part of space. Because as we learned on Prodigy, you shouldn't always land the ship on the planet.
By the way, no, you guys can't have one in Esper Genesis.
Oh man, the Brothership, the Brothership.
I'm looking for a teleporter. I don't even want to go down to the planet. I'm supposed to just send the rest of them clowns.
Well, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, it's like a B-wing, and I already like B-wings. But when that thing separated, formed guns, shot down people at the slave camp or whatever, and then came back together, I was like, it's over. That's it. This is my favorite ship ever. That's it. It's done.
You cannot make a toy of it. There's no way to make a toy of the ship, though. That's the only thing that hurts my feelings.
Yeah, there is. The secret word is magnet. But
Or maybe just like have the sides be like a little Rubik's Cube kind of, and then like you can move those
The
pieces.
entire ship reconfigures into 1,000 different shapes. There's no way to do that as a toy.
Again,
just give the kids two shapes, like turn it this way and turn it that way, and then there you go.
I'm the kid who's gonna get that ship like two shapes. This is bunk.
Yeah, but I will say, big confession. I slept on season 3. So, no, well, hold up.
Get your man's here. Get your man's mic.
When I sat down to watch season 4, I'm going, I don't remember none of this. And I turned it off and I binged season 3 in one sitting. So it's all fresh.
So it's super fresh for you.
Hey, you know what? Yeah. So back up. Don't talk like I don't handle business. All right. And what I will say is, seeing Book ship come back in season 4, seeing, I'm not gonna lie, Book is my favorite addition to canon in 3 shows.
Yeah.
I really do love it.
Okay. When they're talking to the butterfly people, and it was like, I brought you down to do that empathy thing. Well, I sense that they don't want to talk. Like,
they don't want me to do that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ain't no beta Z.
And I love that scene, but then at the same time, I'm like, man, I really wish this would work just one time. It's like, we come down, we say, hey guys, we're the Federation, you know what I'm saying? We got a couple gifts, good tidings, because we know it's been whack the last couple years, but hey, look, we're just letting you know that we back. It's new management. Everything is cool. If y'all ever need our help, call us.
Bro, that makes
I would love for that to work just one time.
That makes bad TV.
So would they.
Yeah, it literally is, hi, we're here to help. Oh, thank you. We could use our help. Oh, what do you need? Here is a thing. Oh, well, thank you. Goodbye. No, that is not good TV. And you can have an external force that comes, like, they can be like, oh yeah, thanks for coming. We do need your help. On the other side of this planet, such and such and such. Like you can mix and match.
Starfleet is the external force. Starfleet's been future Starfleet is not as cool as you think they are. They're not.
Okay. And well, because I figure there's still pirates, any kind of form of bandits. There's monsters or whatever, so they could be like, "Yo, thanks. Actually, we glad you came because such and such keeps tearing up our crops, and we ain't got the weapons to stop them or something." Anything.
That was the Emerald Chain.
That was season 3.
Yeah, that was the Emerald Chain.
Yeah, it was the Emerald Chain.
What I loved about this opening, as an opening to a season, okay, that proverbial fresh start for new people. I loved the scene on the butterfly planet because the premise is, hi, we're here to help. No, we don't trust you. No, really, we're here to help. What you say? Bam! And it was like, no, fix their stuff. And it was, we tried to hurt you, and you helped us anyway. And it was like, yeah, we're the good guys. Oh, my bad. All right, that was it.
Geeky Andre said those fairies were so mean.
But the best part about what you're saying, Solar? It's a callback to season 1, where the Klingon said, and here comes their great lie. We come in peace.
Right.
Now I remember seeing that like, oh, this is a callback to that. I see what you did there, and I like it.
Yeah, it really was.
Good point.
Yeah, and now one thing.
Even at the end of that, he was, she was like, we're Starfleet or whatever. He was just like, respect. Like he didn't, he just gave you that like respect.
Yeah. No, I ain't going. Again, I love the character of Book because it's a callback to a character archetype that really isn't used properly, primarily because Joss Whedon killed it. But the last character
that hate Joss Whedon, boy. I said you hate Joss Whedon.
With the passion of 1,000 galaxies. Anyway, no, the last time it was used properly was Babylon 5, the character that Julian Sands played. It's very much I'm the guy out here that really knows what's going on, and y'all are cute, but I'm real. Okay. The last time Star Trek tried it properly was with Garrick in Deep Space Nine. Okay, the one who really knew everything and was willing to get their hands dirty, but was kind of like, it's good that y'all guys have these ideas, but out here in the really real world, there ain't no coming back, man. There ain't no coming back.
Shouts to Garrick, man. Shouts to Garrick. Like
Derek is cold.
Yeah. So Book comes in, and let's face it, he's not evil. He's not evil. But he's sitting up there with again Captain Michael going, you sure your way is the right way? Like right now would be a really good time for my way. I'm just saying we could go. We could,
Sure looks like a nail to me.
And she was like, nah, son, I got you. And that too was a callback to the very first episode where the original Captain Giorgio walked the distress signal in the sand. I'm like, well done. This was, not just because it's Starfleet, but secondarily because it's a science vessel. Mm-hmm. And every season they have to reestablish, whoa, we're thinkers. We solve problems before shooting. We'll shoot if we have to, but can we think our way out of this? Can we create a machine? Can we fix your stuff? Like you're having a problem with your navigational system because your satellites are down. Okay, they're shooting at us, but go fix their satellites. Give them back their cable. As soon as they can turn on BET, they'll be cool.
That's real talk. That's real talk.
Also, shouts to hashtag Black Love in Space because
thank you.
I said it all last season. Black Love in Space. Because look, I know people be like, yeah, we're getting more black content and stuff, but I'm like, some of that be like I ain't trying to be in trauma all day. Let's just go do something cool sometimes. Let's go to space. Let's go to space and fly around and run away from butterfly people. And I don't know, let's do some cool stuff. Like we don't always have to be like, did you know for 500 years? It's like, well, yes, I know, and it sucks. But it's Sunday, and I can't watch this because I got to go to work on Monday, and I can't be that angry, so I can't watch this.
I tell people all the time, the reason why I mostly don't do period pieces and the reason why I mostly do science fiction is because I want to look forward, not back. As Malcolm Barrett said on the show Timeless, if there's almost nowhere in the recent past where a black person can go and it'll be cool.
Yeah.
So I'm not interested in looking at your perfectly recreated moments from the past because first of all, I lived a decent amount of them that I saw and I'm good.
Yeah.
I didn't need to see Straight Outta Compton. I was there. I didn't need to see Notorious. I was there.
Exactly.
Even though Notorious is there's something about it that's so good. It's bad, but it's awesome at the same time.
I will have to take your word for it because I skipped it.
Puff Daddy.
I will have to take your word for it because I skipped it. But anyway, so I want to look forward to see what's possible. The fact that we have these cell phones now in the way is because the engineers were sitting up watching those freaking Star Trek communicators like, ooh, I can figure that out. And they did. So let's look forward. That's my whole, let's fly. Honestly.
Yeah. Every time I think about we could be in Star Trek right now, but
they playing.
I refuse to let this show become political while I'm on it because I know we could be Star Trek right now, but there are reasons.
Star Trek is so political that sometimes you got to lean that way because this in last season when they were like, we have programmable matter, I was like, man, sure would be nice if we were there. Sure would be nice. Sure would be nice if we trusted or at least just gave science a chance to speak without you know what? Hey, look, you ain't gotta just outright trust science. Just give it the floor for a second. Just let it have the floor for a minute. Genuinely listen to it. Let it get his piece out. On
That's
a
too much
side
like
note,
right.
remember when you were younger and they were like, yeah, science, engineering. Oh, if you do that, oh, you're gonna be so great. Oh, you're gonna be like masters of the future. And like kids were like, yeah, I'm gonna be good at science. And then you get good at science and they're like, ain't nobody listen to you.
Okay.
Yeah, well.
Have you guys ever read the book A Brief History of Nearly Everything by Bill Bryson?
No.
No.
You practically just recited the foreword. I'm dead serious. It's a very good book. It's dry, but it's still a very good book. I highly recommend it. But yeah, now don't get me wrong. I love the future that we live in to a point, because Hannibal can back me up on this. The future that we were specifically promised came from two places, and that was Star Trek: The Next Generation and the Jetsons. Those were the two promises that were made. And the fact that we're having this show on the World Wide Web using our Visiphones, okay. No flying cars, I'm good with that.
No jetpacks. No jetpacks.
No jetpacks.
I know, and everything is more awesome with a jetpack. We know this, okay? But I was thinking about the Jetsons not too long ago.
Where there were no black people.
Huh?
Where there were no black people.
Well, no, they because it was, a bunch of middle-class white people that live in the sky above the clouds. So, but I was
Black
thinking
people
about
probably on the street.
yeah. Actually, black people might have been on their own planet called Wakanda. But I remember looking at the Elroy character, the youngest son, and when he would talk about the homework he had, and I look at the stuff we have now with coding and excuse me. But yeah, making apps, coding, 3D printing, web design, all the other stuff. And I see that happening to kids in 3rd grade. I'm like, okay, we're getting there. I'm not as mad that the future isn't what the Jetsons promised us. I'm mad at what they didn't show in the Jetsons. That's what I'm talking about. I.e., what was on the ground.
Well, the Jetsons, and actually there was many people who, there were a few episodes that implied there were people who couldn't live as well who did live on the ground. And that immediately was like, oh, that's where you put your black people. Oh, that's horrible. I'm never going to watch the show again. And I never did.
Ah, okay.
Like that's where they're at. Okay, no problem. I see.
But yeah. So, yeah, I mean, at least Scooby-Doo had the Globetrotters. But,
yeah, from and I said this a lot of times. From the Jetsons to the Flintstones, you don't want us in the past, you don't want us in the future.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. That's why I'm trying to do a whole different thing. And to see Michael and Book to have a healthy, normal, regular black relationship in space. That they don't have to go through any unnecessary trauma. There's the only thing that they face together is adventure.
Yes,
that's amazing.
And honestly, like hashtag relationship goals with those two. The fact that they can leave each other, the fact that it's real black love. When Book is like, yeah, I got to get out of here, and she's like, I wish you wouldn't go because I'm gonna miss you, but you got to do what you got to do. I'll see you when you come back. Yeah. And Book is the same way. Not who you going out with, where you going, what you gonna be doing. They're not pulling that. But again, this is what happens when you have a diverse production crew, from the writers to the camera people.
Oh, and speaking of that, since you're on that, dear Hollywood, dear TV, golden screen, silver screen, big screen, small screen, you can write relationships, especially black people, without them having a problem with each other. It's possible. See, they can have external facing issues where they're still a cohesive unit and actually love each other. It doesn't need to be drug usage or domestic violence or any kind of in and out of jail. You don't have to do that.
I don't know. That cat is kind of a wedge.
And see, I thought the cat was more of a Chewbacca, but I'll take your word for it if you want to go with it as a wedge. I respect that.
Ooh. I kind of walked into that one, but oh god, you're better than that. You're better than that.
You're better.
Am I really?
Man, but
you present better than that. Don't hurt my heart with the truth.
All right, so I'll come with one of my pain points. Adira. Okay. Here's my pain point about Adira. I said this all last season. Get you someone who's alive, all right? Move on with your life. Get you a real person, all right?
Nope.
I know it's not easy, but get you a real person in real life. You holding on to the past, girl, it's gonna drive you crazy. Find you someone new.
Hard disagree.
I also disagree.
Hard disagree.
2 words.
Because this girl will be talking to herself for a whole life.
2 words sums up everything about Adira, and it's why I like the character.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And I say the 2 words that sum up what's wrong with the character and why I like the character. I realize that sounds contradictory, but follow me for a minute.
Okay.
Ready? They're 16. Okay? You cannot expect wise and well thought out things. Yes, they have the trill and they have everything that goes with that, but at the end of the day, they are still a teenager, a dysfunctional teenager, to boot. Not like there's any other kind, but they're going through their own stuff, their hormonal stuff, their life experience stuff. There's the having knowledge but having no wisdom stuff. Okay, and I like that, especially since it is miles above the writing of Wesley Crusher. If we don't have a kid on the ship,
you know what? I take everything I said back about Adira when you brought up Wesley. I take it back. You know what, Adira? I do. Even though also the thing about like dead people coming back and speaking, that's something that I just generally don't like in TV. I don't like when Supernatural does it. I don't like when like any other show does it when there's like a ghost or a memory or whatever. But since it is the trill, I would actually like to open it up. I would like her to do some. I would like her to do some Avatar stuff and just speak to any of them whenever she wants. Like now, of course, I know that means all the actors got to kind of be on call, but that would be cool if she could be like, "Oh snap,
let me
Rick,"
help you out.
And Rick could be like, "What?"
Let me help you out here because
how may I help you?
Here's the thing that you're forgetting. Adira was not supposed to be a host for the trill. Adira is not physically compatible naturally with it. Yeah. This is a new situation that, first of all, has changed the rules. So when will you bring that in? The last host in the proper line, manifesting in a spiritual fashion, is totally logical. Moreover, and here's where the real fun comes with Discovery. We're 900 years in the future on the most futuristic science vessel in the future. Even they ain't got it like Discovery's got it. With a group full of problem solvers who are smarter than almost everybody around them.
Yeah.
Yep.
You think that means that they're not going to find a way to pour that spirit into a new body? You're out of your freaking mind.
Yep. Even the spirit was like,
you know what? You got a point. That's why they're
gonna be good.
That's why that character's still here. That's why that character's still here because they did drop that line about a new body. So you're right.
There's no point. There's no reason to believe that every tall, in theory, couldn't be manifest. That the trill may have actually found it. That each trill personality is less a spirit and more like software. That they're essentially an entire kernel. Like that if Adira is OS 10, then you still got an OS 9 installation packet there. But you just not running it on the hardware.
It's just hidden.
Yeah. And see, the reason that I like the way the Discovery did this trope was as soon as that spirit manifested in season 3, it was like, how are you here? I don't know. It's new to me too. You know? So it's not like, oh, have some retcon backstory where for generations the Trill have it's like, no, you got access to our knowledge and that's about it. But I can do the Avatar The Last Airbender thing. It's like, you can do the Avatar The Last Airbender thing? Like, normally,
yeah, because when she went into the I'll just say the baptismal pool. When she went in that, I was like, yo, this could be cool. Because then she could just like, whenever she need help, just be like, hey, Sarah, can you help me with this? And Sarah be like, all right, yeah, just do this and do that.
That means she has to go to the Lazarus pit like everybody else.
Yeah, and the pit don't move.
I was cool with that.
Pit don't move.
Yeah, I was cool with that.
It took some doing to get to that pool.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so with all the stuff that's coming down in this season premiere, okay, I gotta say that it was very well written for a season premiere.
Yeah.
It's a good jumping on point It really establishes the premise of what Starfleet was supposed to be, which felt like a big screw you to Rick Berman for me. Which, again, I'm a Roddenberry guy, so I'm all about the discovery, the diplomacy, all that stuff, not the hot chicks at war that Rick Berman had turned.
Hot chicks at war.
Am I wrong? The episodic adventures of Horatio Hornblower was what Roddenberry wanted. And then Berman got involved, and yes, we have the whole prestige format story arc, but at the same time, those prestige format story arcs that Berman were in charge of were bad at best.
But now we got the Orville out of it, which is real prestige story arc.
Yes, and we got Discovery out of it, which their season-long story arcs are actually interesting, but they're much closer to the Roddenberry feed. And you have a real representative crew saying, we from everywhere. And by the way, since I'm sitting on this show with two other black men,
come on now.
Why have we not? Yeah, oh my God, hang on. Why have we not taken our moment to give our shout outs to Helmsman Owo? Okay, that woman.
I was waiting for that.
All of the props. All right, we are talking
And
a
part of the
straight
crew.
up African genius, like they are in Africa, doing the job, holding it down. And though they haven't gotten their own story arc, which might seem discriminatory, but when you look at every story arc of every character, it comes down to, in order to have a story arc, there's got to be drama. And she's like, nah, son, I do my job. I'm good at my job. I don't need my own episode.
I'm good at my job.
The Asian guy ain't got an episode either. He fine.
Huh?
The Asian guy ain't got no episode. He fine.
Well, you know, but that he's kind of like, we're sorry for Harry Kim. Again, Rick Berman's gone.
Man.
You know, again, y'all know I hate Joss Whedon, but Rick Berman is like racist. You know.
All right, so
wounded.
okay, let's move on to this then. All right, so we have a new weird threat. You know, it's frozen methane, just like appearing out of places, hitting stuff. Whose old mistake do you think this is? 'Cause I feel like this is a mistake somebody made like 10 years ago, and now it's coming to bear.
I disagree. I think that, well, and I say this all the time. Every moment that you're in space, space is doing everything it can to try to kill you. And
You watched Gravity too.
Yeah. This is an average day in space.
Yeah.
If you had any idea how many people in space got murked that we never saw, we didn't get a distress signal from, we don't know what happened. They're just gone.
To break the rule and quote the Kelvin universe, space is death and disease wrapped in darkness and silence. Okay, I don't think this was a previous mistake. I just think it's something that happens. Like in the episode of The Next Generation where they found out that the warp engines were actually doing damage to space. It was
Space
like, whoa,
weather.
didn't think about this.
Space weather. Mm-hmm.
Space weather. You know, honestly, like those gravitational pockets, I dig and I hope they never come back. I hope it's just a thing that happened. Because when you really think about Discovery and the format of TOS, it's Star Trek always at its best dealt with the characters in relation with each other and in relation to fables. Okay? The Prestige format was good for DS9 and good for no other show. But I'm sorry, but I tried watching Enterprise 4 times and I just can't.
I feel it's okay.
DS9 is that baller though, man.
DS9 didn't have Rick Berman's interference.
And it had Cisco.
Yeah, well, it had
Cisco.
and Odo.
You know what I'm saying?
And Garrick. And, you know, so when you got Hawk and, you know, you got the cast of A Man Called Hawk along with Hellraiser veterans, both Terry Farrell and the dude who played Garrick, and no Rick Berman saying, no, we want them hot and we want just easier to understand for syndication. You get something good. Okay. This show is really good at, yes, there is an overall problem, but we're also about solving the little problems in space that just happen.
Mm-hmm.
Especially since they are in a space where they've only been at for a collective total between the crew and the captain 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So space is different now. You know, so if it's just something that happens, this is also one of the reasons I love the character of Book, because he is the dude that's like, y'all in my backyard, like, I know you used to live here, but see, we bought the house and a couple of other things happened. Like the soil composition changed.
Weird things happened. So many weird things happened.
Yes, a lot of weird stuff happened. So this is where you are now. And this is who lives in the neighborhood now. And these are what the laws are now. So you're not really prepared for what you're going to be bumping into, but you're really good at adjusting. And that's good for you. So the fact that something happened that messed up a couple of planets and almost tore the ship apart, cool. Classic TOS. What's over here? You don't know.
Two things. Well, first, I do think that the gravimetric shear is more like Hurricane Ida. It's space weather. I do believe we're going to see more of it. I don't believe it's actually a threat. It's just space hates you, and that's cool. But from my standpoint, another thing that I want to bring out, and I mean, really, we have it coming. To see Saru on a peaceful Kelpian world without the threat of fear that he grew up with, honored as an elder, is such an amazing arc and such an amazing gift for the actor to work through. I mean, I just the reward of that, especially even after seeing the Mirror Universe Kelpians, who were way worse off. You know?
They weren't worse off.
They were in
just
trouble.
Food.
Yeah.
They were just food. It
was really beautiful to see that the Kelpian people came through the fire and were okay on the other side of it.
It was, you know what? On that note, it's and again, this is one of the reasons that this show is shining, regardless of what neckbeards on the internet saying, because in most other sci-fi story arcs, when you have an oppressed people come out of the other side, they always turn into the oppressed or the oppressors. And the Kelpians came out the other side and just went, who wants to watch TV? You know, it wasn't about vengeance. It wasn't, it's our turn now. It was, I have a house. This is my house.
Saru out there looking good too. I was feeling the little suit too. I was like, all right,
it's
Saru,
a glow up.
you.
It's a glow up. It's a total glow up.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah, I mean, and when they were like, and what does our elder have to say? And Saru was like, well, we are part of a neighborhood and we are part of a community. So we can stay here and isolate ourselves like we did back in my day that didn't work out very well, or we can go out and make friends. And I'm like, all right, Saru, I never want to see you on a starship again.
Yeah,
it's weird. It's like
need him.
Yeah, it's like when I saw that scene, I was like, man, like I want him to come back, but no, he's actually better where he is. So like,
you know what Saru reminds me of?
I don't know what to do.
He reminds me of Spock in the original motion picture, where it was, I'm coming back, but I'll come back to be the science officer, but I was good on Vulcan. Like, I found peace, I'm good, I retired. I'm not up for all this find new and interesting life forms and either have sex with them or punch them in the face. James. But you know what? I'll go out there and I'll study some stuff. I mean, Saru, it's interesting because with Saru as a captain, we got the thing that we never had in a Star Trek show, which was a mild-mannered captain that did stuff by the book.
Yeah.
Not a, you think you're crazy? Hold my beer. Oh, no. You think you're crazy? Hold my beer. Oh God, he's here. Well,
Archer was kind of boring. Archer was kind of, even keeled. He was kind of even.
This is a
compared to
new.
Kirk.
You mean this is a new planet that we've done no studying on it? Go ahead and go camping, Archer.
Yes, but he didn't try to have sex with the planet like Kirk would.
No.
Well, also another thing that's cool about Saru, and Geeky Andre says, I'm happy for Saru, but I want him back hopefully by episode 3. Dang. He's like, look,
Wow.
he's like, I'm
Like, get back
glad
to
about
work.
your planet and everything, but you need to clock it in. But as a captain, Saru was still, he was by the book, but he was self-aware to know that he was by the book and everything can't be done by the book. So Saru would be like, I am by the book. And then he'd be like, all right, Michael, check this.
Yeah.
You gonna do everything you gotta do. I don't know nothing, but you gonna do what you gotta do. And I'll see you when you get back. I see you when you get back.
Saru was never.
It may as well have been, Michael, go over there and go clean that part of the port that I have no visual or audio connection to right now. And by no circumstances are you to take your boyfriend Shep off of this thing and cause trouble out there. I've already lost 3 squad cars. You know?
Saru was never actually in command, and Saru knew that. Michael had been in command for a long
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even on I can't even think of the name of the show. The actress was being interviewed, and they were talking about her being a captain now. And I'm like, well, she was kind of the captain, like for the last 2 seasons, but like, I mean, she was kind of the captain.
All right. Griping
Like,
moment. Okay.
But the thing that I liked about Michael in those seasons is like, oh snap, you get to be the captain, but you don't got to be held down by captain stuff. So it's even better. So it's like, it's
Honestly,
even better. You can do whatever you want because you ain't the captain.
Well, honestly, the one thing I gotta say, like, I gotta gripe with the fact that we're saying all this cool stuff about Star Trek, but they still gotta do one thing to make me shut up about how they need to improve, and that is give me a show where the black captain starts as the captain. I don't think that's a whole lot to ask. I'm tired of watching black characters be put through ringer, as it were, before they get.
We talked about that a little bit.
And you talked about that, Hannibal. Yep.
Yeah.
But what I will say is the thing that I kind of sorta am mad at the show about, and again, I watched 15 episodes in a row to watch all of season 3 and then watch the premiere again just so I was prepared for this panel. Because I take my job seriously.
He's not being paid for this.
Is
I wish I could, for real.
That's a point in my column, all right? This is what I work for free like. Imagine what I'm getting money. But when it comes to that the story arc that I'm mad that they dropped was I wanted to see more time with Michael as a courier. I wanted to see more of those 2-part story arcs where we're looking at her adventures with Book, not knowing when the Discovery was going to make it to that time period, and the Discovery side too. That in and of itself was the thing I wanted. But it was like one episode, they could come back tomorrow or in 1,000 years. I'm on my own. No one's coming to save me. And then the very next episode, you guys are back. It's been a year. I'm like, hold up. Is there supplementary material here?
You knew they had to move it on, you know?
There's a lot of actors leave idle for, and if there's one thing you've learned as a dungeon master, splitting the party, if you keep doing it for too long, it's going to lead to chaos.
Oh no, I get that. But the other thing I've known as a game master is with good writing, that chaos can be compelling. And then when everything gets brought back together and you see those story arcs actually move together like they were working on, cool. So hopefully there's like a novel or a comic book series or something out there that says Michael's adventures as a courier. That would be awesome. That is because I want those stories. Just like we got a whole cartoon of the Clone Wars after episode 2 came about, and we got Anakin and freaking Obi-Wan talking in an elevator about much more interesting stories than the one we're watching.
Man, look, I've made my peace with those 3 movies. Okay? I've made my peace.
I love the prequels. I love them.
I'm all right with them.
There's so many things. There's so many things I love about it, and there's so many things that I feel like were missed opportunities. So basically, I've made my peace with it. Now, the Clone Wars animated series has made me love it so much more.
Yes.
But yeah, there's times where I'm like, oh man, this is awesome. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot this happens in this movie too.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mixed bag for me.
Mm-hmm.
But
Generally positive, but it's a mixed bag.
To me, it proved
it proves that internet.
one thing: Palpatine was right, and all of those people deserve to die.
All you people who love the bad guys, I'll never get you.
He loved
the
that
bad guy
Palpatine,
wins. It's
bro.
not like they're gonna pick you.
Do I look like I'm gonna let some other bad guy win and pick me? No, I'm the chooser.
All right,
No.
so let's end it on this. This is my last question. I'll throw it to Hannibal first. How long is it before President Karen messes up?
Oh, I'm gonna give President Karen 3 episodes before she does something. She's gonna annoy you throughout all those 3 episodes. But either A, she's gonna push the new spore drive ship too soon and screw up space time, or B, she's gonna blow up something so dangerous with this new experimental spore drive that Michael's gonna have to come in and clean up and save her butt. And then the half apology that you got, that whole script is just gonna be literally written into the show for her by a hologram because she's not gonna have the bravery to show up on her own.
Ooh, I can see her. Before your thoughts, I'll just say this. I think she's gonna do something that's gonna get a lot of people killed, and I think they're gonna clean it up. And Burnham's gonna be sitting there like, I know you. I know the story we put out there, but I know you. Like, I know the story we had to tell everybody to keep things cool so they still trust in the Federation. But I see you. I saw what you did. Like, I just feel, because the way she was about that station, she was just like, all right, y'all, well, let's go on and circle back. And say, whoa, are we going to try to save him? But anyway, Solar, how you feeling?
I'm gonna give it mid-season because what I see them doing is finding their legs with the character. So I see them going, President Karen is a red herring, and what President Karen actually wants to do is something good because there's something worse out there that only the higher ups know about, and they're not telling the main characters. And what I see happening is she's going to be one of these red herring bad guys that actually gets killed when you find out, oh my God, they were doing something good all along, and she's going to be replaced with a mustache twirling villain.
Not the mustache twirling though.
Oh, bro! Again, what was his name? DS9. The big bad in DS9. The spoonhead. Sorry, the Cardassian.
Gul Dukat?
Yeah, Gul Dukat.
Yeah.
Like the whole time we're sitting up, and it was like, oh no, she's gonna go over to the power race. She's gonna do this. She's turning into the bad guy because she took over the religious thing, not for faith but for power. And then you got Gul Dukat over there going, it's just fun to be evil. Like, I'm just the bad guy. What do you want? You know?
Gul Dukat, he wasn't like he was bad. He was bad. But they did have that moment when didn't they get marooned on a planet? They were marooned on a planet or something. And you saw like he ain't like 100% bad.
Yeah, he is. He's absolutely bad. Remember the conversation between he and Cisco, and Cisco was like, oh yeah, they disobeyed, so you had to kill them all. They should have been grateful for the slavery that we had them in. And he's like, exactly.
Because I really thought that episode that you're talking about was a callback to the old Battlestar Galactica episode where Starbuck and the Cylon got abandoned on the planet together. Mm-hmm. And they had to, maybe we're not so different. And they played that as you say, as a verb. It's like, no, Gul Dukat really is that bad. He's pretty bad.
And he's that kind of bad who doesn't even know he's that bad. He's a true believer in his evil. And that is what I think the president is going to be replaced with. Not useful idiot, which is what I see in the character right now. But I'm talking, if you show me the inner workings of my psyche, I will tell you that my only regret is that I didn't do it harder, meaner, and bloodier. That's what
31, section 31.
You know, and I mean somebody that is as bad as good old Giorgio was pretending to be, you know, or what Giorgio was in the Mirror universe. I think the president's going to be bad, like as bad as that. Or we're going to find out that the president is possessed by a trill from the Mirror universe, you know, and it turns out they're going to be the mustache twirling villain the whole time. But the quality of the writing
Mirror
of the
trill,
show,
interesting.
yeah. But the quality of this show, as it has stood, because again, it normally takes a Star Trek show 1 or 2 seasons to find its feet. Like DS9 was all right, but then comes season 2 or 3, when Avery Brooks shaved his head and grew the goatee out, and Captain Sisk and Commander Sisko left.
We call it Rikering.
Not just Rikering, but when we lost Commander, who is this guy, and got Commander Hawk, that was when the shit took off. You know, God, yeah, I'm aging myself. I'll own it.
I thought you were talking about the Hawk from Buck Rogers in the 25th century.
No, I'm talking about the Hawk from A Man Called and Spencer for Hire.
I know, I'm messing with
when
you.
they started letting James Avery speak with his normal cadence, you know. Once that happens, it found its feet. But Discovery found its feet quick. It found its feet very quick.
I'll be honest. I was excited when I saw the trailer. And then when I saw the first episode, I was like, oh, they serious about this one. Mm-hmm. Oh, they spending some money. Like the music is on point, the acting is on point. These special effects ain't no joke. Oh, they spending money up in here. This is real. We not playing no more. This is real. And ever since, like I said, ever since Star Trek has come back, and when I say come back, I mean this version, you know, with Discovery, Picard, Lower Decks, Prodigy. Besides Picard killing a brother in like the first 5 minutes of the show, don't get me started. The new Star Trek has been pretty solid all around. Like Lower Decks is fun
that last
to watch.
episode of Picard is pretty annoying. I'm just
Since
gonna
we
say
haven't
that last
had the
episode.
meta discussions that
Picard
we
was the one
normally
that
have.
was.
No, since we haven't had the meta discussions that we normally have, we all know why Star Trek is coming back on point. Number one, because the warheads are getting everything they want out of Disney Plus. And second, and this is a big one, okay? Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, name a Paramount property that isn't Star Trek. Go!
NCIS.
That's all I can think of.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
That's all they got. I don't know.
They have Korra and Avatar last. That's actually on.
Yeah, because can we count Nickelodeon stuff too? Because they do.
We can now. Yeah.
They do got Avatar and they got Evil. Evil is a good show.
But
season
really
2 has been rocky, but
but Paramount is the house that Star Trek built. Okay.
Yeah.
True.
And like that is, no pun intended, their flagship property. Like NCIS actually keeps all the old people in, which keeps the company afloat. But real talk, the only reason 2 entire generations even knows that Paramount is a thing is because of Star Trek.
True.
You know?
Yeah.
But seriously, the only other property that I can think of that isn't NCIS is the Godfather trilogy.
You want to know something funny about Paramount? Speaking of Paramount, that's funny. Paramount co-funded the first early part of the Marvel movies before Disney came on. Mm-hmm. So a lot of the money that Michael's enjoying watching them spend on Star Trek is Marvel money. That's funny to me.
No, it's not Marvel money. That's Paramount money that they got from investing in Marvel. Okay, that
potato.
You know.
But yeah, I remember seeing the first episode and be like, oh, okay. Oh, we for real now. And ever since then, I've been reviewing this show, man. And I'll say this, because I know we still got to talk about booking his planet, but every year that Discovery has been around, I would say at the very least top 5 season finale of that year.
Okay.
Yes.
I will agree.
If not higher.
Yeah.
Especially season 2's finale, man. But season 2's finale.
Yes.
Okay, season 2's finale changed my captain. Because you know I've been diehard Cisco. until we got Pike. And I'm
Pike
like,
was the realest.
this is the man who would inspire Kirk to freaking join Starfleet. Like this is the dude. Like after watching the finale of Discovery season 2, I went and I watched the Menagerie again.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like, man, no, not after a captain like that. Not after a captain like that is not the fate you deserve, bruh. You know?
Mm-hmm. And that's why Inhumans did Anson Mount so dirty. Inhumans did him so dirty. They're like, now we're gonna cast you, but you can't talk. All right, go.
And no, that facial expression is a little too subtle. Could you kick it up just a little bit? Like when Clive Barker told Bradley to do less, just pick up what Bradley should have done. You know? But again, the Inhumans was dirty in the first place.
Yes.
It was just bad. But yeah, so real talk. The thing that Discovery really is, and this is what I appreciate about it, and of course, this is before we get to that last shot where you're like, no! Is those of us who have been watching Trek for our entire lives, okay, have been stuck behind the show don't tell versus the 90s and 2000s cynicism of the world, where in the original series, you didn't know much about Starfleet. You just saw Captain Kirk and his adventures. Then we saw The Next Generation. And the only thing we really knew about Starfleet was what had come out in the movies with Kirk and his ragtag band of freaking misfits, ragtagging and bad news bearing every single situation.
Wow, not bad news bearing now.
And
he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
know, and then we saw the diplomatic ship, but we didn't really get Starfleet. And then DS9 came along where it was like, no, Starfleet is bullshit because all of you guys, like, y'all just spout these principles. Y'all don't live up to these principles. Matter of fact, all the stories are about you breaking your own principles. Like Quark even said, you take away their creature comforts and they become more barbaric than any other species out here. And then you got Janeway being Captain Bligh on the freaking far side of the universe. You've got Captain Archer dealing with the Vulcans going, ugh, why did we pick up the phone? But Discovery has come back. Discovery has come in and said, no, Starfleet means something. This is what it means. You don't believe me. Let me show you. It's reestablishing the ideals that we were never shown in the first place. And I was joking in second and third season where I'm like, okay, is Starfleet a cult or what? But, and the answer is not technically, because they don't ruin your life if you leave.
They do have matching outfits.
Huh?
They do have matching outfits.
Yeah. But yeah, so with this one, again, that reestablishing the premise of not just the show, but of the principle of Starfleet, of we attacked you and you helped us anyway. Yeah, I told you we here to help. Well, I'm gonna punch you in the face. You're punching me in the face because you're sad that your mom lost her job. Well, look, here's a check, and have your mom go to this company, tell her I sent you, and bro, it ain't your fault. Yeah, whatever. 3 weeks later, you seriously meant it. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's still not your fault.
Don't mess with me, man. Don't mess with me. Not you. Not you, man.
You want a hug? You want a hug? Is that
No,
what
man. Don't mess with me, man. Don't mess with me.
So, all right. So, Hannibal,
Yes,
final
sir.
shot. How you feeling about it?
Well, I hate to use this verb because it's true, but I feel crushed. What happened there was the build up with the root and the ceremony and the beautiful thing and the passing on and all this legacy. And so I should have seen it come. I was like, because like at the end of City of Angels when she's riding along with her arms open, and I was sitting as she did that, I said truck, and literally seconds later, so I should have seen this coming, but I didn't because I was so caught up in the beauty of the moment.
Yeah, me too.
Which I know better. I know that's a trick. So what happened to Book's
But it
Planet?
was a good one.
leaving Book as, the last son, possibly the last son of his world, and a lot of things. That's a lot of pathos to carry. And that's a lot of stuff to go on in that regard. So I'm very excited to see where that's going to go for his character.
Yeah.
Word. Solar?
First off, not just props, but the whole prop department to the special effects crew. Because as soon as they pulled that planet up on screen, there was no question. It's like, no, that planet.
Yeah, it wasn't even close.
It's dead. That there's no, like, there might be like a Guinan type survivor to say there's always survivors. Oh wait, he's on the bridge. And second,
black.
100.
Yep.
Because you can't get rid of us. But Hannibal's point, exactly there. The pathos of the character being, to his knowledge, the only survivor of this world of, we're sorry about Deanna Troi, let me give you a good empath. And the fact,
get him in a V-neck. Get him in a V-neck though. Get him in a V-neck.
But the fact that the last son of Krypton, as it were, was the last son because of exile and a lack of reconciliation with his people that will now never come. That was my slow clap moment.
We'll see.
Because during that ceremony, you could see his brother was like, I'm only mad at you because I'm expected to be. So
yeah,
they're kind of cool as long as nobody else is looking because I still live here. And then
it's that situation where I have to be this way because people are expecting me to be this way.
Mm-hmm.
And like technically we're cool. And in that scene, I was like, that's probably the most you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Because he's a leader, and as a leader, they're expecting him to, operate a certain way. And for him to,
and what we learned from T'Challa is when the leader tells people to change right now, people tend to find a new leader.
Yeah, because to the people's defense, they haven't seen all the growth that you've seen.
Right.
So you kind of gotta like ease them into like, Book is cool. Like I know it seems like he's not cool, but he's cool. He's came back, he's helped us, everything's all right. But yeah, for them to be gone, and like you said, that planet, that was it. It was like a cinder.
There ain't no coming back.
Yeah, that was it. And
there ain't that much moldable matter that they have access to make that planet again. And
the whole where did it come from? How did it happen? What is this stuff? Besides, just being space, that's going to be a huge deal. I know it's going to weigh on his character. I am interested to see how it weighs on him. But kudos, great comeback for an awesome show. I'll throw it over here. You know what I'm saying? To the one and only Hannibal Taboo. Tell them where they can find you.
Well, I'm being told that Project Wildfire will be delayed a week and will not actually be in stores November 24th. But next week after that, you'll be able to find Project Wildfire #1 from Second Sight Publishing and from, it's the global paper shortage. It's not me. The book's been done for 1,000 years. You can also find my reviews on bleedingcool.com and weekly on Nerdorama, the iHeartRadio podcast with Mo and Tawala. I'm also just finished up an entire season of False Flags, Versive Adventure Fiction, which you can read for free at operative.net. That's available right now with illustrations from DeMar Douglas. And the other thing I can't tell you because that hasn't been announced, and I think that's all I'm allowed to talk about, but you can use @Hannibal Taboo, HANNI, B as in bounce, ALTABU, to find me on Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, and the side of the USS Artemis, which, if you know it from the game Star Trek Legends, is everywhere that you want to be.
Word up, and in the bottom square, Solar Gray.
I am Solar Gray, the Cinematic Sorcerer. You can find me Monday through Friday at twitch.tv/BID_P at 3 p.m. Pacific time for y'all on the East Coast. I know y'all home now. And
I know you home.
Yeah, and where we talk about nerdy things, their construction, their creation, and how it pertains to a life that you might want to live. You can also find me at twitch.tv/BID_P next Saturday, where I run the game Esper Genesis with these two gentlemen on our show Warp Tumblr's Dark Matter, where you guys get to see what it's like to really be a cool nerd doing the thing and how you don't have to do it the way that you've seen it on TV. And you can find a good amount of my archive on the Solar Gray YouTube channel on YouTube. You can also find me at at BidP on TikTok, where you see Lil Soul and his musical stylings, and of course on all of the social medias at Back in the Deck.
What up? So with that said, guys, shouts out to Zilla Stefan. Hope I ain't screw up your name. Malcolm Lee came in super early. Geeky Andre. I don't know if Jenna James stopped through or not. Maybe not. Tony Fleming. What up? NEID SOUL. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All those places. Hit that thumbs up. Hit it down. Then hit it up again. Then subscribe. Share it to everybody. Put it in your phone. All your contacts. And then just put NERDSoul. Don't do that. But find that one person that you truly care about and say, hey, I know about this thing called NERDSoul. You need to have that. They'll be like, what is this? And then you'll be like,
and then watch for your planet to get blown up.
Kaboom! Nah, it wasn't.
He still has his cat.
So, Spotify for listening. We got podcasts. Get your hear on, you know what I'm saying? If you getting your Audible life popping, if you're on the subway, on the train, in an Uber, if you at work and you just got a little earbud in, like, man, look, work is boring. I want to listen to some cool people talk about cool things. Then you can do that too. But from us to you, thank you for watching, and until next week, or until 5 p.m. tonight, talking about Ghostbusters, and then 7 p.m. talking about sports. We're just saying, peace. We out.
I'm the man, yes sir, that killed the bear barehanded so the people won't forget it. Getting money for I was legal to drink. I care what a broke nigga think.
Just like the Pack and Lewis.
Look, everything I do so cold. I can do this, both eyes closed. Too sharp, I stay on my toes. About that guap boy, anything goes. Help the bear if we outside. Help the bear if we outside. Still tipping, baby, nothing changed. I'm still grinding over here, yeah. Still sliding through my own lane. Shorty, nothing funny over here. Dallas rain everywhere around me. Dream to get money. Made it through the storm, living sunny. Dreams came true, now we eating. I got more dreams to chase, gotta reach them. Trying to put a team together like the Hunger Games. Everybody grind together, we all came from Hunger